Serge Ibaka was suspended for one game 2 seasons ago after throwing punches at Robin Lopez. Last season he was suspended for a game for throwing punches at James Johnson. Ibaka is going to miss more than one game for this. There's a pattern and the league is going to come down hard. With 1 second to go in the third quarter Monday night, the Raptors tried a length of the court pass to Ibaka, who was being defended by Cleveland's Marquese Chriss. It appears Ibaka hooks Chriss, Ibaka goes to the ground, Chriss appears to have said something, and Ibaka gets up and goes hard at Chriss, grabbing him by the neck and throwing punches. Ibaka and Chriss were both ejected. Ibaka was mad at the chirping from Chriss. Will not say anything further. Ryan Wolstadt, at WolstatSoon, March 12, 2019. Watch the replay and it appears Chriss was just defending himself. The league should go light on him. After this incident, the Raptors came apart as a team and lost 126-101. To add injury to insult, Kyle Lowry turned his ankle late in the game. Russell Westbrook profanely yelled at a fan during the Thunder's win over the Jazz last night. Things get heated between Russell Westbrook and Utah Jazz fans again. "I'll CK you up. You and your wife," he says. Not sure what these fans said to him, but he also had issues with Jazz fans during the postseason. Pic.twitter.com/LKirvney, Eric Woodyard, @E_Woodyard, March 12, 2019. The important question, why? Westbrook said the fan made inappropriate and personal remarks toward Westbrook. The fan denied it. Westbrook's teammates, Patrick Patterson and Raymond Felton, backed Westbrook's account. Cephalosha on Instagram. Cephalosha's perspective is important. Though he's a former teammate of Westbrook in Oklahoma City, Cephalosha plays in Utah. It'd be easy for Cephalosha to stay out of this and avoid local backlash. But what's right is right. Cephalosha is all too familiar with problematic power dynamics. New York police officers broke his leg while arresting him for not moving out of the way quickly enough in a chaotic situation 2 years ago. His then Hawks teammate Perantic, who was also arrested, called it pure racism. Westbrook has contended Jazz fans have repeatedly gone too far. At this point, they might be emboldened to continue crossing the line. A player on their team calling for this type of heckling will hopefully change behavior in Utah. LeBron James explained the difficulties of recruiting players to the Cavaliers. "A lot of people didn't want to come to Cleveland. But the Cavs still tried, even for Kevin Durant." Zach Lowe of ESPN, in late June 2016, just days after winning one of the most thrilling and historically significant NBA Finals in history, David Griffin, then the Cleveland Cavaliers GM, gathered his staff and gave them a directive: explore ways to get Kevin Durant. Everyone knew even getting a meeting was a long shot. They would have to gut most of their roster around LeBron James to acquire Durant. They had to at least do their due diligence. By then, there was a creeping fear that Durant might really join the Golden State Warriors, fresh off a 73-win season and finals heartbreak at the expense of James and the Cavs. Everyone understood what that would do to the league's competitive landscape. "I don't believe you can dream big enough in the NBA," Griffin says now in recalling that meeting. "You have to go through the exercise. The difference between the Cavaliers and Warriors, who got Durant, Cleveland got serious in its Durant exploration days before free agency. Golden State planned its pursuit more than a year in advance and, through Draymond Green, recruited Durant for months, and might have gotten him hooked early. The Warriors also had the luxury of Stephen Curry being on a relative cheap contract extension he signed while dealing with significant ankle injuries. That allowed Golden State to fairly easily clear enough cap space to sign Durant outright. The Cavs, on the other hand, were capped out. Even trimming the roster to just LeBron, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, which would have meant dumping guaranteed salaries for Tristan Thompson, Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye, Mo Williams and Sasha Khan, would have left the Cavaliers with less than max cap room for Durant. Getting Durant would have also required moving Irving or Love, maybe in a sign and trade. That would have required the Thunder to agree, no easy task. And, of course, Durant would have had to agree. Given Durant's comments about playing with LeBron since, that was highly unlikely. Durant didn't meet with Cleveland during free agency, though he did meet with the Warriors, Thunder, Clippers, Spurs, Celtics, and Heat. I appreciate Griffin's ambition. More teams should explore signing star free agents. Too many teams believe they have no chance and don't enter the chase. But there's a major difference in execution. The Cavaliers almost certainly weren't getting Durant, regardless. Their odds sunk even lower when they waited so long to figure out how to do it. Golden State certainly required good fortune to get Durant, Curry's cheap extension, the right combination of results the prior postseason, the cap spike coming in a year a star free agent was ready to move. But the Warriors maximized their chances by preparing more than a year before Durant's free agency. That's why, as eye-rolling as it is, they can call themselves light years ahead. Why did Serge Ibaka attack Marquese Chriss? Ibaka said it was due to something Chriss said, according to Ryan Wolstad of the Toronto Sun. Chris Fedor of Cleveland.com, the theory privately held inside the Cavaliers locker room, years of frustration and a mountain of playoff losses against Cleveland spilled over, causing Ibaka to snap. That might have been exactly what it was. Love said to Cleveland.com when the conversation about Cleveland's past dominance over the Raptors came up. The Cavs have dominated the Raptors lately, sweeping Toronto out of the playoffs the last 2 years and ousting Toronto the year prior in the most lopsided six-game series in NBA history. Cleveland was on its way to a 25-point win when Ibaka went after Chriss last night. But this sounds like the downtrodden post-LeBron James Cavaliers trying to puff themselves up. See Tristan Thompson saying before the season the road to the Eastern Conference title still goes through Cleveland. Ibaka joined the Raptors in the middle of the 2016-17 season. Sure, he played for two Toronto teams that got swept by the Cavs. But he has less longevity in this matchup than other players. The Raptors also won their first 3 games against the Cavaliers this season. We can't know what Ibaka was thinking. He has not elaborated publicly. But I really doubt the Cavs theory. There was a lot more happening in Utah last night, Russell Westbrook getting into it with a fan, the Thunder beating the Jazz. But we should take a moment to appreciate Donovan Mitchell devastating Nerlens Noel, who's a mobile defender for a center. What a killer move. Even in the loss, Utah had 2 of the NBA's best highlights yesterday. Rudy Gobert forcefully posterized Jeremy Grant.